Yes, that's right. V late, obviously, but we are back, I'll say, with our Below Deck coverage. Funny enough, for episode 10 of Below Deck. Listen, we're going to put this out before the new episode. It's fine. I'm your captain, Sasha Joseph, joined with my co-host, our co-captain, Chappell. Welcome back, baby.
Yes, we are late, just like the food at dinner service for Captain
Correct.
Carrie. It's late, it's cold, but it's still here, and I'm sure it tastes good, right? This is great.
Mhm.
We can
We
deal with this.
photograph well,
Yeah, it
that's the
looks very
point.
good. Yeah, exactly. Listen, we're a little late. That's fine, but we're here per usual to talk about the most recent episode of Below Deck, and it was a fun one. It's gonna be a fun one to talk about.
Yeah, I'm excited. I ended up watching it twice, just because we're recording this so late. But I enjoyed it even on the second, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't catch this. Oh, this also happened." So I just have a lot of feelings. But how did you feel about the whole episode?
I mean, I thought the episode was cool. We do get
Mhm.
our new stew, so we love some good old fashioned, like bring in the new blood. Let's see how the dynamic changes. There's a little drama, so that's nice too. I didn't love seeing my chef down bad like he was in this episode, but overall, this is going to be a fun one to talk about. I agree.
Yeah, I'm excited. So let's get into it because we have a good amount to talk about. So let's first talk about the guests and their drama and then send them packing, Jill. Okay? Because
Okay.
we start where we left off, very much in the mess. And the primary, Melinda, is like, I don't eat raw sushi, raw fish, sorry. So do we have like avocado, cucumber, something basically that isn't raw fish? Again, we knew this about the primary. Nothing about this is a shock. You're just like, the gall, the gumption. I can't believe that, anyone would do this. A chef would do this. No, this is all known. But of course, there is nothing because Anthony Chappelle says, well, I cleared it and all we were going to do is like fish sushi and that's it. She didn't speak up otherwise. So I thought it was okay. We don't have any more rice.
Yeah, which is tough because absolutely not true. Like from jump,
Yep.
we knew on the preference sheet that this person does not like raw fish. She said, I'll do sushi, but she meant
Yeah,
like avocado roll or
of
something with no
course.
fish. So there are ways you can do sushi without fish. And I mean, it's not your typical version of sushi, but they have options. And so that's what she was expecting, and that's just not what she got. It's like they had so many dietary restrictions for this particular group of
Mhm.
people that he's doing an a la carte menu. And basically every item is different for every person. And so it's going to take him forever to make sure that all of these dietary restrictions are met.
Yeah, and I think the worst person to do it, right, is Anthony because that is not his forte. He's really good about focusing in on one thing and then killing it there and doing his job well. But instead, he's like he has to cook sushi and whatever else for like a pre-appetizer almost. And then after that, they sit at the table and now he has 3 entrees. That's ridiculous.
It's a lot of food. Everything's lacking though. Everything is lacking. It's coming out slow. They're finding out their food is cold. Fraser doesn't even like the plating.
Mhm.
He's like, "Hey, all of this is bad." What did you think about Fraser in this episode when it comes to Anthony? Because he's very hands on in Chef's area, and it's starting to feel a little overbearing for me.
Okay, thank you. Because I was not. This was an L Frasier episode,
Hmm.
unfortunately. I will say where I was just thinking about it a lot, and I was just like, one, it just feels like you should be supporting your friend and not necessarily being like, some people just aren't cut out for this. Why are you saying that? He's been doing a good job with the food. It's the admin piece, right? That isn't working. It isn't necessarily always the food, or it hasn't been the food, sorry, in a while. It's just this charter, yeah, it's a little bit off base. So I felt that couldn't Frasier step in and be like, let's clean this up. Here's Barbie. Here's how he likes, to receive the orders. We're only going to do it this way. You do this, you do that. why are we meditating on the beach when we could be putting out fires?
Yeah, and that meditating on the beach is going to be just, I mean, it's just gonna ring large throughout this entire episode because
Mhm.
Fraser can't go to Barbie. She's not talking to him. She's like, you know what? I'm not dealing with him right now. Our personalities aren't meshing. Whenever we talk, it just the energy is bad. I'm just going to give him the bare minimum. Smile, nod, yes, no, and go on by my day. We don't have to make small talk. I I'm very team Barbie here. I am. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
know.
me too, me too.
Listen, it might not be the most mature way of handling this, but make no
Sure.
mistake, you have to protect your own energy, and she can tell that this is just a problem all around.
And here's the thing, what is she to do? If I'm being honest, right? Like, what is she to do? She has voiced how she feels, not this episode, I mean, even multiple times. You're not listening. He
Mhm.
only talks to her, I feel, at like not the best moments. Going out under alcohol, or like while she's running around chicken with her head cut off. What's the point? That you're like subordinate, I think that's how he calls her. But either way, the person you're trying to speak to has to also be ready to listen. And another piece, I think, with Frasier and Barbie is that her perception is her reality. So
Mhm.
you saying X, Y, and Z, oh, Zandy was only, at the bar because she'd clocked off. Well, it feels shitty that someone else has meditated and clocked off while I'm still a Cinderella running around like crazy.
Yeah. And Barbie could really be raising hell about this, but she's not. She's legit walking
Yeah,
around giving the bare minimum. And I understand. It does affect the environment. When people are
of
being fake
course.
toward each other, it is going to affect the workplace. But for her, she's like, this is the only way I'm able to do my job because I can't talk to you. Every time I try to talk to you, you make me feel like it's my fault. Or you go back and you say, oh, well, Barbie's this, Barbie's that. She's like, I'm giving you exactly what you need. I'm working. I'm smiling. I'm answering your questions. I'm not ignoring you. We're just not having a one-on-one light jovial conversation anymore. We're past that. It's not working. Having that personalized relationship, it doesn't work for us. It just doesn't. And I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
well, Fraser, at some point, just do what works for your job. You don't have to have a personal relationship with her for y'all to do this. You don't have to be in a one-on-one like cordial conversation every time you see each other. Just hi, have you done your work? Cool, bet, bye. That kind of thing. But it's driving him crazy that her attitude isn't as like cohesive with what he's trying to build for his team, and so he's gonna keep bringing it up. But I'm like, Fraser, is it harming productivity or is it just annoying you? Because if it's just annoying you, you might want to let this go.
It li- Not to jump ahead, but maybe we can at this point since we're just talking about Barbie and Frasier. Ben literally asked that question and was
Mhm.
like, "So is she bad at her job?" And Frasier's like, "Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's her attitude." And I'm just it's just not clicking for me. It's like it's the day out. You should just say like, "Hey Barbie, I know like things aren't good with us. Let's put it to the side cuz it's
Hmm.
an off day." You can't constantly be in the shit, right? Like if you're constantly in it, you're never going to like get a bird's eye view as a manager of what's going wrong with your team because you're always going to be so in it with them. You have to press pause. And I understand you and I are very much like, I'm irritated. Everyone's going to know about it. But there's
Hmm.
still ways to like take a breath and know what's going on.
Especially because this is you get the day off. I was thinking that the entire time that Captain Carey really needs to give these people some time off. They're in hell. This charter with
Mhm.
Jill, and they're just asking so much. They're asking so much of them. The tip ain't even good. You know what I'm saying? So, at
Yep.
some point, let these people breathe. Well, you give them the day off, and Fraser wants to say, okay, now that we have a day off, let's try to mend work stuff. It's like, no, maybe allow her to have a day off from you. She's obviously not happy dealing with you every day. You want to use the day that she has where she doesn't have to deal with you to talk about all of your issues with her. She doesn't seemingly, it's like she's doing her job. So what is your big gripe? I understand, again, I understand the environment. I understand wanting it to be
Yep.
cohesive, that wanting to be a team chemistry, but still, this is a human being. She's obviously not happy. She's expressed that multiple times. When are you going to try to make her happy? You're always trying to kind of like to almost, I won't say silence her, but you always kind of wanted her to get over it. Like whatever she's going through, get over it, get over it, get over it, get over it. It's like, well, at some point, Fraser, you're making her act this way. You're making her feel this way. So she's reacting to you. Um, Maybe try to spend some time meeting her halfway to where you can say, all right, Barbie, I understand that you're upset about these things. What do you need from me? You know what I'm saying? What would you like for me to do to help you feel better in this role? What would you like for me to do? Or if it, or even if it's just, should I just leave you alone? You know, are you better off if I just give you your work instructions and we don't really have a personal relationship? Because that might be annoying for him at first, but as long as the boat is fine, I think that's the ultimate goal.
And here's the thing, right? I think when someone tells you, someone you're managing specifically tells you, I'm feeling X, Y, and Z way, you have to figure that's on the manager. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to figure out, how do I remedy that, right? Like, I don't know that things are so far gone, or should be rather so far gone, that now it's like, shucks, I can't do it. Here's why you're wrong. I don't think that works for someone that you're trying to supervise. You have to listen to them and, just really try, or ignore it, right? That's the thing. I'm actually saying you should have just let it all be
Mm-hmm.
until the day after the day off, and
Yeah.
just breathe through it. That's actually the best way to, I think, handle it.
It just was driving him crazy that she just wasn't giving him the energy that he wanted.
Mhm.
And again, I just can't relate to that. I feel like if I'm at work and my goal is to do the work, then I'm going to do the work. You know, I'm going to make sure that the work is done. If we're getting along and everything's fine, sure, you'll think we best friends at work. You know, we're
Mhm.
laughing, we're joking, everything's cool. But if we're not getting along and I've expressed that I'm not enjoying the things that you're doing or the way that you're acting, and I start to shut down that side of me, I'm doing that to protect myself from saying something crazy to you or for getting fired or for pissing you off. So now I'm going to give you the little bit of energy that I can, but I'm still going to maintain my level of work. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Like,
correct.
if being friendly with Fraser is a part of the job, then yeah, go ahead and let me go, because you don't like the fact that Barbie is not able to do that is really driving him crazy. And it's like, give it some time, take a breath, and then before the next shift starts, after your day off, but when you start early in that morning, you're talking to the team, pull her to the side, say, hey, is there anything we can do to make it more
Correct.
cohesive? It's what I know you haven't been talking much. Would you like to change that? Or is this okay with you? Does this work with you? If this doesn't work for you, what can I do to make this work? At some point, I think she's doing all that she can do as a subordinate. She's not the manager. She doesn't get to tell you what to do. So she's managing her own energy. That's all she can do.
Yeah, I think she's just like, dude, I'm trying to get through the and again, she's said this in multiple confessionals. I just need to make it through because I'm no quitter. And that's how I feel about it. And that's the end of it. So you just can't do that. And then on top of that, Chappelle, he's talking shit to the news stew about her. That's where I was like, oh, I don't know. This is like a full L for you. I can't defend this behavior.
Yeah, L's all around for Fraser. At least this was the worst episode for him, and it's not even close.
Yes.
Because yeah, you're right. Again, I did give him a pass before to say I think he's a verbal processor. I think he has to say the words out
Mhm.
loud. I am definitely that person. I will be in my head about something until I hear it out loud. Once I say it,
Right.
like, okay, I've said it to somebody. They didn't tell me I was crazy. Cool, let's move on. But in management, this is gross because you're now talking trash about her essentially to somebody who doesn't know her. So she's going to form her opinion of Barbie based off of what you tell her, if she trusts you as a supervisor or even as a
Yeah.
friend, because we find out that these two, they know each other, Sasha, at least enough to where Fraser feels confident, having this conversation with her.
Yeah, and the new stew, just so we know, yes, we have a new stew. Her name is Paris. She very much gives the like, I want to start shit. Like, she even says, I like to stir the pot because I have low serotonin levels. Or no serotonin, I think. And this is what gives me the boost I need, and I want to drag everyone down with me. Queen,
Felt
hilarious,
felt
so
felt
messy.
that in my soul. Yep.
Yep.
Sorry. I'm in a, like, it's like I'm kind of feeling down today. What if I just started something real quick, just to get some energy going? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Maybe we're the problem. I don't know. I felt that hella relatable.
Me too, because I was like, yeah, sometimes you were like, I feel not great. So I want all of us to not feel great.
Right. Or my thing is just like, I'm bored. So
Oh,
I need a
we
pick me
all,
up.
yes, correct.
Yeah, I need to pick me up. So let me tweet something about one of my friends or family or coworkers that they might see, they might not see, but it'll get the people going. Matter of fact, I haven't done that in a while. I'm about to shoot off a tweet about somebody real quick.
Look at this. And now,
So
if y'all see Twitter drama, you heard it here first.
you know where it started, at least. And that's the
Oh,
benefit of being here on
God.
the Below Deck podcast with us, because y'all get the messy version of us. Everybody else
Period. Okay.
gets the professional side. Y'all get to see all the drama.
It's me. Am I the drama? We know we're the drama, okay?
It's true.
But also with Paris, we have a lot of the boys going excited. Sunny slash Sabrina is jealous, of course, of Paris, which we knew, right? Sunny and Ben are getting not Sunny. Paris and Ben are very much like, oh, we have the Australia connection. This is exciting. Blah 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 blah. And there's a lot of touching going on while Ben and Paris talk about Frasier and Barbie. So it's embarrassing at this point to be Sunny.
Yeah, Paris is interesting. She loves mayonnaise, which I
Yes.
was like, "Ugh,"
Yeah,
I
could
could have
never
just
be me.
dissolved. But aside from that, she seems nice enough. But she is barking up the wrong tree. She does not know that Sunny. What is Sunny's evil tequila monster called?
Sabrina.
Sabrina. Yeah, Sabrina's lurking. Sabrina is lurking, and I don't think the tequila has been poured yet. So we're getting just the normal jealous Sunny.
Mm-hmm.
But if some tequila gets poured up, this might not go over well, because we see that Sunny's already looking at her like, what are you doing? You know, you just got here. I'm already kind of like, I don't know about this one. And so I'm like, man, Sunny, don't do this. Don't do this over Ben. You know, you come on, man. She's right. Yes, they brought her in for this very moment. Now fight it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to give in to this, okay? The producers are setting you up. It's like they're dangling a carrot in front of her, like, ooh,
Yes.
don't yeah, it's like, don't you want this? Don't you want to say something irrational or mean spirited about her? And she's just like, I'm trying to be normal, trying to hold it together, but the jealousy monster is about to rear its ugly head. It's coming, Sasha. I know it is.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be bad. Cause I love that she's even checking in with Zandy. And she's like,
Mhm.
so you're not interested in Ben. And Zandy said, I don't raise other people's husbands. A bar.
But Zandy, what about when you was married that time? And well, never mind. We don't.
She can't do it again, was the
Okay,
point.
cool. Because I
Yeah.
was like, because okay, because I definitely.
She
That's
said,
still. I still have.
I
I
can't
have
do
more.
this.
I need more information about that marriage, though. I still need more information about that one.
We need so much more. Like, are your parents, or as in each other's parents, still together? But anyway, for another day, that is not a conversation we can unfortunately answer today.
Mhm.
But regardless, I appreciate Zandy just kind of being like, no, this is it. This is what's going on. And I'm not interested. Girl, you should stand up a little bit. And Sunny is interested, I believe, in both men and women. So my thing is, why not then?
Right. Like, hey, how
Why?
about
Yeah,
you don't look at Ben? How about see what other people are doing? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be stuck with Ben if you don't want to be.
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to. Oh, it's so easy, but I guess not. I guess she's gonna get, because she, again, it's giving rose colored glasses. She's like, oh, my parents fell in love, so I want to do that.
Mhm.
Blah blah blah, and I want to love like that. Fine, and you deserve it, but not this way.
Not like this. They do find their way into the restroom again, Sasha, because that's where it goes down on Below Deck.
Meanwhile, Barbie's like, I need a tampon.
Right. This is awkward. That's a communal space, y'all. That's, Barbie needs that space as well. Maybe find another spot for that. You don't have to do that in there.
Yeah, Sunny and Ben are just a little just like enough with the like do everywhere. Just can they not go to the guest room cabin? No, because that's not fair, I guess, to the interior even more. But I
Mhm.
don't know that I want someone having sex in my bathroom.
Yeah, no, I don't. I do not. I actively do not want that. So I'm like, come on, man. I just feel like you just common courtesy says do that on your own time in your own space. This is a joint space. So don't do that. Don't do that
Very
here
much.
in my bathroom, especially when I need something out of there. Barbie really needed to get something, and she can't because y'all in there playing games.
Yeah, and the fact that she has to say it out loud, not that there's anything wrong with asking for a tampon. I'm just saying no one should have to like yell it when
Mhm.
other people are having sex in her room.
In her room, like this is literally her room. I'm just saying, get out of the way and let her do her thing.
I love that she puts her foot down, right? And then she's like, because Kyla's like, oh, so you're staying in my room. No, I spent a
No.
lot of money on those sheets. I will not
Yeah.
be going anywhere else.
Yeah. I shouldn't have to leave my room because y'all don't know how to keep your hands off of each other. This is work. This is our workspace. We live here because we work here. Get a room. Literally get a room. Like we're not out in the ocean. Go on to dock, find you a nice little Airbnb and get a spot to where y'all can spend some time together. Look, that's not unheard of. Do a little staycation. You don't have to be here
Mhm.
on the boat.
Are you not embarrassed? Ugh.
So embarrassing.
Okay. So Barbie's just again just losing all the time, and of course the Barbie Frasier thing ends with Barbie being like, "Do you want me to leave? Like, is that what you're trying to tell me?" And he's just like, "I'm not gonna deal with it. I'm done. I'm done, actually." And then Paris takes Frasier away into their presumably where they need to get ready for the night because we still have a whole night's worth of going out and partying and time off left. So that happens. And of course, Ben has convinced Frasier to give it one more charter, before you pull the kill cord. And Frasier's like, nope, compared to last year, I should have pulled it a lot sooner. As someone that watched both of those, it is very different situation. And this
Mm.
is like a y'all are too alike. And that is why it's not working versus the Camille and Alyssa of it all.
Which is great because Paris tells Fraser, like, hey, I think you and Barbie, y'all just don't get along because y'all are acting very similar toward each other. And so it's like, it's clashing. And he's like, oh God, I hope not. I hope I'm not acting like that. She's like, I'm telling you, you are, and he can't see it. He's so blinded by his idea that just like she's so disrespectful to him.
Yes.
I get it. There have been moments where she's been actively rude, but in this episode,
100%.
it did not seem like she was being rude. She just wasn't giving him what he wanted her to give her. He wanted her to talk to him. Like there's a moment where
I
he's
know
like, "Hey,
exactly
grab
what
my hand.
Yup,
Grab my
I
hand.
knew you were gonna bring
Grab
that
my hand.
in.
Hey, grab Sasha, grab my
No,
hand."
I was
And Barbie's just like, "No. No. No.
but
You're
even
good."
everyone else was like, are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? Like, am I getting
Right.
punked?
He's like, "Why would you do this in front of like Fraser? You should be embarrassed." Like at this point, like he's like, "Hey, bestie. Hey, like touch me." She's like, no, is that in my job description that I have to do this with you? Because I've done what was required of me. I'm smiling. I nodded. I said hello. There doesn't need to be
We
a
are
lot of.
not friends.
We're not friends, and that's okay. We don't have to be friends to work together. We really don't.
Yeah, I just really hate how and this is not necessarily just about Frasier. I just mean in general how folks are like expected to be friends with everyone they work with. It's sometimes you don't get along and that's okay.
Everybody don't vibe together. It doesn't happen. Everybody isn't vibe. Sometimes you just work with that person and you go home and you don't think about that person until the next time you work with them, and that is okay. You
Yep.
know, it just feels like they weren't like Fraser's not okay with that. He just feels like it's impolite, to act how she's acted toward him. And it might even be a little impolite. But at the same time, is she required to have that type of relationship with you for this to work? If so, Fraser, then yeah, you're right. You should fire her because this isn't going to work for
Mhm.
you. But at the same time, if she's getting her work done, she's not violating any of the rules or regulations that y'all have set, then let her be. Don't touch her. She's fine. She doesn't need to hold your hand. She doesn't need to have a big moment where y'all gossip and y'all are, hugging and all this. Like, you don't have to have that with everybody. You clearly made friends with Zandy. You've made friends with Sheffy. Ben and you seem pretty cool. That's good. That's good.
Mhm.
You don't need to be friends with everybody. That's fine.
And we will be all right if this happens. You know what I mean? It's just like let's breathe, everyone. Please. So, oh, that is all that happens on the crew front. Yeah, right? Yes. Oh, and we have Dylan. Sorry, another crew member. What is up with
Dylan Dylan ain't got no game. He ain't got no game. His game is look at me, I have abs, I work out. That is his entire playbook. And it is corny. It is not working on anybody. Nobody's okay with it. Paris comes in immediately, is like, yeah. I just don't understand the Dylan thing. Like if he just was quiet, if he was just like seen and not heard, I was like, and that's really hard to say about somebody, honestly, to be like, hey, we don't care about your opinion, or we want to silence you. You never want to silence anybody. But at the same time, Dylan, like if you're gonna put your foot in your mouth every time you open it, just try not opening it, you know?
And he just shares, he's like, yeah, sometimes I have a really easy time picking up girls, but then he'll be like, but not, it doesn't work 100% of the time. And what is this move, y'all ask? Dylan is talking about? He does push-ups in the middle of a dance floor at the club. First of all, embarrassing. I would literally run the other way. And then after said push-ups, he licks his fingers and then does the like eyebrow thing.
Mm.
When I tell you, I would truly leave the club and never to return.
Yeah. The push-up thing is a lot. You know, the eyebrow thing, I feel like that's like a joke. Like nobody really does that. Stop it. No, who in their right mind is thinking, let me make sure my eyebrows are smooth?
Dumbbell Dylan, obviously.
Right, but when you start doing push-ups in the club, I'm like, all right, we're done. Like stepping over you like Allen Iverson and getting out of the way. Like, what is happening here? Get your ass up. You know, he just said like, you know, when he was growing up, he was never really told that he was attractive. Obviously, he's had a glow up and he gets hit on by everybody now. But that's the thing. When you get hit on, it's easy if you're just standing there, you're the target, right? Because you didn't have to do much. But when you're the pursuer, that's when your game is actually tested. You know, when people are pursuing you, you just have to be like, you know, alluring. You know, you don't want to you don't have to give too much. You don't have to say too much because they're already into you. They're coming to you. So you really just give minimal energy because they're already interested in you based off of nothing. Yes. So it's like, okay, cool. I don't want to blow this. Let me just kind of just like give out little by little, just a little bit of energy, nothing too crazy, play it cool because they like the person that they see.
Yeah.
When you allow your entire personality to come out, when you're on the other end of that, that's where the wall is, Dylan. You should never be in pursuit. Stand there quietly, look pretty. The people will come to you. And then you can hide all that dorkiness that you have that is turning all these people off, because this is the second or third time we've heard somebody just be like, I just really wish Dylan would stop talking.
Do you think he watches this back and is like, oh, this is what I need to do?
That's what I did. No, he'll blame her. He'll just be like, you know what? She just didn't get it.
Nice guy trademark. Yeah.
Well, that, and it's like, yeah, well, it works for everybody else. So why, you know, I told you I get hit on by guys and girls and everybody else. So if it just didn't like her, that's fine. Somebody will like me, which is not a horrible attitude to have, but also you should be able to look at some of your actions and say, I could tweak things, you know. Maybe,
it's not you, it's me.
Right. Maybe be willing to make adjustments to our behavior based on feedback. That's all.
Correct. Okay, that's why we asked for the 5-star reviews, and you can put your feedback in there.
Yeah, but it has to be 5 stars. Remember, 5-star reviews, and then we can see what the feedback is. If you do a 1-star review, although we might get your point, we won't ever see it because it won't be 5 stars. So keep them 5-star reviews coming, you know. But yeah, and then we can change our behavior based on those 5-star reviews. But the important part here, 5-star reviews, 5 only.
Correct. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's just I just had to bring up Dylan by himself because I don't know what is he about. Like, it's dumbbell Dylan. We love you. And
I have a question about Dylan.
Yes,
Sasha.
please.
Do you think Dylan has a shot at this lead deckhand role? Because we haven't really talked about it yet, but Dylan is now going to be trying to get a promotion, and I don't know. It doesn't feel like he's just got this one locked up.
Listen, we haven't talked about it, but Dylan has talked about it with the guests. And I screamed when I heard him do that.
He basically was like, yes, I'm a pretty big deal. You know, I'm about to be next up. You know, right now y'all are talking to me and I'm just a deckhand, but pretty soon I'll be in charge around here. So, you know, No, brush your
Get
shoulders
in
off.
at the bottom floor. That's
Right, yeah, get in right before the bandwagon gets full. I was like, but you haven't locked that job in, specifically because Ben is the one who has to give out the job, and the other person in the running for that job is the person that Ben is sleeping with. And this is why we need HR on these boats.
you can't poop where you eat. You know what I mean?
Mhm. And then also give the person you're pooping with a promotion.
But then if you don't give them the promotion, that's an issue too.
Yeah. That's why you shouldn't poop where you eat. See how it comes full circle? But we've been saying this. We have been saying this. It's a trope on Below Deck. We know. We know these people
Correct.
gonna sleep with each other. They're gonna sleep with their bosses every time. It happens. But
Mhm.
also, this could have been avoided. This did not have to happen. You could have literally not done this, Ben, and you'd be fine. You would be able to choose the next person in line for this job, and you'd be able to live happy life. Now we got drama, and that's okay because that's what we're here to talk about.
And thank you for it, because I can't wait to see how this turns out. I think it's going to resolve it, as in we're going to get an answer soon, but it's very much being set up as a Dylan versus Sunny. One person is likable, one person maybe has more resume experience. We'll see
One
what that looks
person
like.
is sleeping with the boss, which is probably the biggest picture that we cannot ignore. Like, credentials aside, you really gonna pick your girlfriend over me? Like that's okay? There's no code of conduct I mean, so if I was sleep, so what I gotta do? Whose leg do I have to hump to get a promotion around here? That's a slippery slope to start.
100%.
Yeah, it's nasty. It's nasty business. It should not happen.
Yeah, it's so messy. And the thing is, if he picks Dylan, we know, unfortunately, Sunny maybe is not going. She might huff and puff, but then I think she's gonna go back to him, which
Oh,
is gonna be
Sasha.
sad. City girls have
See,
been down these past few weeks.
you
Okay.
don't have any faith in Sunny, do you? You're like, she's done. Um, do you have faith in Ben? Do you think, okay, you gotta pick one.
Oh, okay, okay.
Who do you think Ben is gonna pick? Is Sunny next in line for this job, or is it Dylan that will be the lead deckhand?
I think he wants to pick Sunny, right? He's like, oh, she's trying really hard. She's learning all these new things, and that's why she's great, blah, blah, blah. But then he keeps being like, but Dylan is already ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh my
Should Sunny be stepping it up in the restroom
God.
to try to lock this job down?
She'd be like, let me take the lead. Get it? Wink,
Yes.
wink.
Wink, wink. Look at how much control I have in this moment.
Look
In
at
the
all the
restroom.
knots I can do.
I'm just saying, look,
Oh God.
I'm not insinuating that Sunny is going to sleep her way into this job. I'm
No.
insinuating that if she's already sleeping with her boss, turning it up a notch might not hurt in competition for this job. That's all I'm saying.
She just has something and she should use it. That's all I'm saying. Use
She's
whatever
already
leverage you
using
have.
it. Now leverage
Correct.
it. Right, exactly. You're already doing it. Just use it to your advantage. Get something back out of this exchange. Because right now it feels like you're giving a lot. I would love to see you receive, Sunny,
But I think does that take her out of the game, if she's
Yeah, that might. I don't know. It would be awful if she really has her heart set up for this and she really wants it. She thinking like, her and Ben have a good thing going. And obviously she's the clear choice for this, for him to go with Dylan. But for my viewing pleasure, Sasha, I kind of need that to happen. Like I'm sorry, Sunny. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But I kind of need you passed up for this job because I need to see how you're going to react when
That's
Dylan
what I'm
gets it.
saying. It's
Yeah.
nothing against Sunny. Unfortunately, the drama
I
is too
love the
good.
drama. It's right there. It really is right there for Sunny to be like, so you just going to ignore all the stuff that we've done. You just got going
And then he's like, I'm
acknowledge.
cheeky. I'm
I'm Aussie.
Australian.
Yeah, I'm
I can do
Aussie.
whatever.
Yeah, there's no way Sabrina the jealousy monster doesn't just come out and just destroy the ship at that point. But I want to see it. It's time.
That's what I'm saying. It's just Sunny, you deserve it. Dumbbell Dylan, maybe you deserve it too. I don't know. The point is, I know maximum chaos, and I will always
Yes.
press that button.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cause if Sonny gets the job, what if Dylan is the one who's like ringing the HR bell? Like, wait a minute, pause, flag on
Captain
the
Carrie.
play.
Captain Carrie.
Captain Carey, I just find it funny how this lady who's sleeping with my boss gets this job over me with my brilliant resume, and all my experience. It feels a little nepotism, um,
Mhm.
feels a little inappropriate, feels a little quid pro quo. I'm just saying there's a little drama there too. So I think we could, regardless of what happens,
Do
Ben,
you think
you're in
Dylan
danger.
has it in him?
No, no,
Yeah.
he doesn't
That's
have it
why
in
I
him.
don't know.
He doesn't
Otherwise,
have it
I
in
would
him.
have loved it. But
He
will
ain't
he
got it in
go
him.
cutthroat?
He
I
won't.
don't think so.
He don't want the
Unfortunately.
job that bad. We would need somebody who really wanted the job. Like if this was Ben, Ben's doing it 100%.
Yes, Ben is a
Ben,
snitch. Yes.
yeah, Ben's taking you down. Okay, y'all gonna come into the office and Cap Carey's just gonna be sitting there waiting for y'all. Like, all right,
Correct.
have a seat. Have a seat. We've
1 million
brought in an
percent.
HR consultation for the appointment. They're just listening. Don't worry. This is being recorded. We're also gonna need you to sign at the bottom of these papers. You know,
God.
oh,
That is so
he don't have it in him. He don't have it in him.
no. So that's why, unfortunately, Sunny, you deserve it, but it's just
But come on, come on.
we deserve more.
We got a few more episodes left, y'all. We got to push this.
Yes. So let's see. Okay, y'all tell us in the comments
Mhm.
what you think. And maybe we'll know tonight. Who knows? So with that, of course, there is a little bit of back and forth, right, with Jill, who is definitely not the primary, but Captain Carey does step in and talk to Anthony. Anthony's really down on himself, and he's like, I'm not good. I'm born a loser, die a loser. Which I was like, Anthony, stand up. What's
Right.
going on?
We need like professional development. When they had their off
Thank
day,
you.
they should
Correct.
have brought in somebody like a wellness coach. Maybe
do
bring back the
volleyball.
meditation. Yeah, look, I'm just saying.
Oh, that was
Maybe
hard.
bring back something. Let the people come in and say, "Hey, we're all going to give positive affirmations or something like that." Because I think Captain Carey does a really good job of managing the actual day-to-day on the
Yeah.
boat. But I think the personalities are getting out of control. I think everybody's having their own something, and maybe he needs to start looking more like some holistic approaches to some of
Mhm.
the issues, right? Barbie and Fraser, I'm sure some team building, some trust falls or something like that would probably be beneficial for them.
They're both just dropping each other.
Exactly. Look, drop each other until one of y'all catches the other one. We could be here all day if you need to. But I'm just saying, we've given Captain Carey a lot of praise, but now I think we have to start looking at, okay, Zandy don't really mess with Barbie. We haven't gotten any feelings about that. We don't really know. I don't know. Sunny is sleeping with Ben. Not great. Dylan is unlikable by a lot of people based on his just on some of his I think they like him well enough, but I just think he's not
Yes.
landing for everybody. And also he's in this competition against the girl who was his coworker who was sleeping with his boss, so maybe now it's time to circle the wagons and get everybody realigned. That's all I'm saying.
Let's see. Okay, Captain Carey, it's time to be the boss. And
Step it
this
up.
is where we'll see, has he learned or not? I think that's a great way to figure that out. So it's just Ion Chef, who is like low key, like, maybe I quit. I don't know. I don't feel like it. It's just going back and forth. So we'll see. And with that, because of maybe the food ? The tip is only 20,000.
And it's like 1,600 a piece or
Yeah.
something.
The worst tip they've had.
Yeah, and it's tough because it's like that's a decent tip. That's like it's a bad tip for them, but at the same time, like that's a lot of money. At the same time, Anthony can tell that people are probably like, well, if the food wasn't so bad, maybe maybe the service would have been. I mean, because remember they were ranting and raving about the deckhands. They're like,
Yes.
oh no, the exterior was perfect. We have
So
no
good.
complaints,
We
no
appreciate
notes.
it. Yeah, you took care of us, blah, blah,
Uh-huh.
blah.
That
Mhm.
dinner service, they're not getting any love for it. And so yeah, they're looking at Sheffy and saying, maybe it was you. Maybe you're the problem. And so he feels really bad about this.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. And like I said, I just wish that everyone would, lend Chef a little bit of a shoulder because it's a team of one that has to do
Hmm.
everything and do the cruise food as well. So it's a really impossible job.
Yeah, he even says that in a restaurant, he's is one person per ingredient. Like you're
Mhm.
the person on the sauce, you're the person on this, you're the person on this. Where he's doing everything and he's doing everybody's food individualized. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
if he made a big pot of pasta or something like that, you just pass out the pasta to everybody. But everybody has a different cut of this. They need to everything needs to be cooked
Yep.
a separate way. Everything has to have a separate ingredient on it. He's essentially making multiple meals for one meal, for one course, even a lot of times. It's hard, and so he had an off day, but I think he's gonna bounce back. I think he'll do better next time.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Let's see how it all comes out. It's just whew, prayers up for all of these messy people. Is there anything else I missed?
I mean, we didn't really I don't think we really missed anything. I mean, like I said,
Yeah.
ultimately a lot of this was just the chef show. It was a lot of
Mhm.
pressure on Anthony. He's talking about how he just wanted to go in his room and cry, and it was just a bad showing for him. It was tough, it was tough. It was a tough episode for him,
Mhm.
but I think he's okay. I think that he'll bounce back. There was a moment where I kind of started thinking, is he about to get fired? Because Cap Carey was not happy at all.
No, nothing. And I don't know that he gets fired yet because I think Captain Carey does the little bit of like a um like what's the word? I feel like Captain Carey's gonna do the whole "Can we get another chef?" Texting that
Mm,
guy. That guy says maybe not. And then if not, well, it'll just be I think they have to deal with him.
yeah, and I think he'll bounce back. Again, this was one bad service. He had one at the very beginning of the season that was like a little slow, but this was
Yeah.
one bad dinner service. I think he can bounce back from this, especially if he's given the correct support. But it had gotten very intense, like this. I think with the tip being so low, and it was like all eyes were on Chef Anthony. So we got a lot of content from him, and it was looking bad for a minute. But I think he survived, and he'll be okay.
Mhm. Yeah. So fingers crossed, baby.
Hmm.
But that is it.
Yeah, that's it. Um, I don't think Kyle was even in the episode. Was he sick?
We get that he's going to Montana,
Hmm.
because he found out that he's Native American, part Native American, and he wants to go to Montana and spend a good amount of time with that family. He said years,
Yeah. I'm like, okay, interesting. Yeah, weird flex, but okay, Um,
right?
yeah. I was like, man, it's so funny how migration a lot of times will work where he's Native American, but even he has like the strongest accent that is clearly not Native American. It's like so I was like, oh, oftentimes here in the States, we like, oh, this person is Native American, and you can
Yep.
kind of trace it. It was like, oh no, he's Native American. Then people left the United States. Then like
Yep.
we're like, all right, bye.
Right. I was just like, how does this work?
How does it work? Yeah. Well, they took off, and you're allowed to go move wherever you want and have kids
Yep.
wherever you want. And so I guess that's what they did. But yeah, it caught me off guard for sure.
Right when he's in it, I said, how?
Yeah,
Who
where?
did they meet?
Hmm. Like in what way?
Yeah, again, it's just all the, like, quote, unquote, "non-main characters" have the most interesting stories.
And we get none of it. Like I'm like, hey, wait, pause. Go back and tell us more about that because I want to know about the Scottish Native American person that's on the ship now.
Exactly.
Yeah. How did this happen? I would like to know. We got to follow him. We have to follow Kyle after this season. This is
Yeah.
again my favorite Kyle that we've met so far
Ye
on any
correct,
show.
okay, bar is in hell, but yes.
Yeah, literally on any show.
Mhm, also, what I think I really liked is that they get to they get to like speak about their heritage. Maybe they don't want to share more, so fine,
Mhm.
Kyle. But folks on, I think someone on Reddit did post that they allegedly saw him on Bumble in Montana. So I think
Oh,
he's still there, but
of course
maybe
he's on Bumble in Montana,
not,
though.
right?
Kyle, of course you are, Kyle. You're listening to this. We need, that's what we need. We really need the feedback from like, okay, now that you've moved to Montana, how things been going? Let's go through the Bumble. Let's go through the
Mhm.
swipes. Come on the podcast. We'll talk about it.
Yep, 100%. So it's just we have so much space, Kyle. Come on down. We're in the same time zones. Let
Mhm.
let help us help you. All right. With that, Chappelle, I think that is it. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I know we aren't live, but listen, we'll be back in a few days.
Literally in
Live.
like a
All
day and a
right,
half.
Peanut Galley. We missed you, but we will see you soon. If you didn't know and you're listening to us somehow for the first time, we try to go live every Wednesday on the Rob Has a Podcast YouTube channel at 3 p.m. Eastern. So check us out there. If you want to listen to us, you can listen to us on the Bravo TV RHAPup feed. And for everything else, just follow me on Twitter at funsize_04, where I cover a celebrity gossip, vibes only, a mess podcast called, of course, Mess Magnets with Kirsten McKennis. You can check more about that on Rob as a website /mess feed. And Bryce Isaiah and I are talking love and hip hop, also season 11. So check that out. And I was a guest on the Amazing Race podcast. So much fun to talk with Mike and Jess. So check that out on RHAP. And for everything else I'm doing, again, just follow me on Twitter. What about you, Chappelle? Where can the folks find you?
Recapkickback.com. You know, if you're on RJP, you already know what I'm doing here on RJP, but check me out on Recap Kickback. Sasha is joining me now. You all asked for it, and so we are delivering Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. We've already talked
Yes.
about the first 2 episodes of this season, and we will have the next 2 coming out because we're going to drop them every other week. So it won't be as frequent as the Below Deck podcast, but we're giving you more Bravo coverage over there. Check it out. Follow on all social medias at Recap Kickback.
Yep. Listen to it. Check it out. We'll be back again soon. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Bye.